Welcome to Religion in the News. We have a very special treat for you today for our May edition of our show. We are doing a remote story, and today we are in the home of Conor Daly, IndyCar driver. You don't want to miss this special show when we return. Welcome back to Religion in the News. My name is Carol Sissom, and I'm here with a very special treat for our viewers. I am here with Conor Daly in his very home, right here in his basement, just a couple of days before you go right to the airport, get on a plane, go to Toronto, and you're on your way to Europe for another race.
Yeah, exactly. It's all kind of kicking off here very soon, and I'm just excited to get it all going. And it's going to be a busy next few weeks, but I'm excited for it.
I know. The month of May, what does the month of May mean to you?
It means everything to me. I mean, I grew up in Indianapolis, so I never missed an Indy 500, and my family has always been there, and my mother has worked there for her whole life, and my father raced there. So it's a huge deal for me to be able to also race there, and it's been a dream of mine ever since I was a kid. And it's just going to be an amazing experience for me, that's for sure.
I know that, I know. Now, Conor, thank you so much for inviting us, Religion in the News, into your home. Can you just tell me a little bit about these helmets here and what all these mean to you? I know you started out with the go-karts, but explain this to us.
Well, I mean, yeah, this is basically my life. I started, I mean, these are just a few of the more recent trophies. When my parents moved a few years ago, all my trophies, we kind of decided to box them away a little bit. But all my helmets are very, personal for drivers, because kind of like your identity. And so yeah, I like to just display them, and I love them.
Snoopy? What's
well,
that mean?
That's more my mother.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Now, also, Conor, you have your Bible.
Yes.
And you are a man of faith, and you just have such a testimony. Now, can you tell us a little bit about the church that you go to and your faith, and what keeps you going in such a dangerous career?
Absolutely. I mean, I grew up in a Christian home. My whole family, everyone, grandparents, parents, everyone has always been going to church, and I've always, been brought up in church. Started going to East 91st Street Christian Church when I was a kid. And then I'm now at College Park, and I went to Heritage Christian School from kindergarten to graduating high school. So it's always, God has always been a part of my life, and it's just been, He's also been a great ally for me through this, career that I've chosen, because it's a very difficult road, a lot of pressure, a lot of temptations, a lot of just crazy things going on, and it's dangerous. So. For me, it's just great to have a companion like God with me. So it's fantastic to really be a man of faith.
Now, I know that we're going to flash some pictures, and there's a picture of you that I saw that it's a favorite. It's on the cover of a magazine. And tell us about this photo.
Well, it was a photo that was taken in Monaco, right on the ocean, and I'd won the weekend before in Barcelona. And they were doing a photo shoot with the winners from Barcelona in Monaco, and it happened to be a pretty nice background.
You are so good because you're fast. Do you feel like you have more talent, or is this a gift, or why are you so good?
Well, I mean, I think you have to be born with a certain level of talent. I mean, it's difficult to learn how to be a good racing driver. You almost have to be born with a knack of driving fast. So. For me, I think it was something I was born with, and a gift that I was blessed with, that's for sure. It's an exciting thing for me too, because I love what I do. I really enjoy it. I played all the other sports you could play, and this one really means a lot to me. So I'm very lucky and blessed to be doing what I love, and yeah, that's my favorite thing to do.
Now, talking about blessings. What does May 19th mean to you?
Well, the whole month of May is really huge for me. I mean, I get to be on track at the biggest race in the world on a huge stage, and I get to enjoy what I do at the top level, which is amazing. So I'm very, very pumped up about it.
Now, also, I know you are connected with a lot of famous other drivers. Tell me about the guys that you learn the most from.
Well, I think the guys that I've learned the most from recently have been guys like Will Power, who's had a lot of success in the series, and guys like Graham Rahal and James Hinchcliffe, who are younger guys, but also have been always very helpful to me. So it's just great because the IndyCar drivers are actually very nice people, and if you go up to them at the track, most of them will be there to talk with you and have a good conversation. So it's pretty cool.
Who's been your greatest teacher?
I think my greatest teacher has been my dad. My dad, for sure, because he obviously has been through the whole racing, program and development. And for him, to now see me doing what I love is pretty cool. So I'm very happy to be following in his footsteps and having him alongside me on the way.
Now, I know that you mentioned that he sees your faults, and that's what helps you grow. Do you have any stories that go along with that?
Yeah, I mean, obviously, you have to focus on your weaknesses at times to improve. So it's difficult to talk about your weaknesses, but in the end, you have to focus on weaknesses and trying to fix them and turn them into strengths to be better overall. So, he sees those, and he's very, very strong in his in the way he delivers the information, because he kind of have to be. There's no sense in kind of, tiptoeing around the obvious, answer to the problem that I might be having on track. So he's been great in helping me figure out what I need to improve, and it's always a game of improvement. You have to always trying to be upping your game, which is my goal.
Absolutely. Conor, we're going to take a very quick break, and then we're going to come back and hear more about your stories.
Awesome.
Back to you. Welcome back to Religion in the News, and I am once again with Conor Daly right here in his home, and we are talking about the big day, the Indianapolis 500 coming up. But Conor has another story for us, and it's just a really adorable story about how your sponsor, how they all got together at your school, Heritage Christian, and they had the banners. Tell us about that story.
Yeah, it's very cool. My first grade teacher at Heritage Christian School, Mrs. Tinez, she's always been following me throughout my career, which is pretty cool, and she's a great teacher. So she obviously wants to get her students involved, and she actually had a prayer request box in her classroom in the weeks leading up to the deal being announced, because I obviously knew about it for a while, but until the contract is signed, it wasn't for sure. So I told her to keep praying, and sure enough, all of her students, they were praying for us every day. So that really was cool. And she called up my sponsor, ABC Supply Company, and asked if they had any banners or shirts or anything like that. And sure enough, they said absolutely. And so now her classroom is all bannered up with ABC Supply stuff for the month of May.
Now, how many drivers have a prayer box? I know they're all praying for your safety. Now, I also wanted to ask you another question about your faith and growing up in such a faith-based home. Tell me about the thing that kept you going.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, my family is such a. I'm very blessed because there's a lot of love here, and everyone is. It's just nice to be in a Christian environment all the time, because my mom and learned from her parents, and of course they're passing it all along to me, and I think that's what's kind of kept me on the straight and narrow path, I guess, through the high school years. And I mean, I wasn't at high school that often because I was racing,
Yeah.
but it's so difficult with all the things going on to just, and my brain always feels like it's in a blender, which is a phrase I've been using more and more recently with all the crazy stuff going on. But with with such a great family, and going to church, and just kind of everyone staying focused on God is something that just keeps us all going in the right direction, and for sure keeps me going as well, which is a huge help.
Now, what do you do for church, or even how did you get through high school in a hotel in Spain? I mean, what did you do? Just do your studies in a hotel?
Yeah, I mean, my school studies were very interesting. I missed, I think, 66 days in my junior year or something. That was my most. And it was just very hard. It was very hard, but I mean, I had to graduate high school, and I had to, I had a goal of graduating high school for sure. So, luckily the teachers at the school, I mean, Heritage Christian were fantastic. So they let me, they really helped me out, and I was able to, finish the schoolwork that I needed to finish and get it all done and graduate high school. And sure enough, it all went well.
Did you get extra credit for signing autographs for everybody? Or?
No, I did not. Although that would have been nice.
Absolutely. Now, Conor, I know you're a record setter, and I know you are known for being extremely fast, and I just want to let you know that we are going to be praying for your safety and that we support you on Religion and News, and thank you so very, very much for opening up your home.
No problem. I appreciate it.
All right.
Welcome back anytime.
Thank you. God bless.
Thanks.
Back to you, JR.